One to go, dog. Ghetto bird. They backside 180 or nollie. Ain't nobody. That's like the storm flip. That's like the storm flip.
That's why I say switch, because nollie's basically like a fakey switch.
Yeah, that's a different sport.
I mean, it's between different sport.
Chet Thomas.
I was just saying, because like, that's what I was going to feel like it's really good. It is really good. Better price.
Good morning, stream. Check, 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 check.
We're good to go whenever. Look up Chris Jocelyn or Chet Thomas for a ghetto bird. They are the guys that make that trick look the best. Or are really Jerome. Is ghetto bird like awesome? But it sucks though, because like
I've been like doing more backside flips. This thing's still picking up. Still picking up though.
I can adjust it more.
All right, flowboarders, how we feeling this morning? I can hear the excitement. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. Because we're here in Pennsylvania, here at Camelbeach Resort. Taking over the wave for one last day with our pro divisions today. Got the Outlaw done yesterday. Able to go and just work on only the professional riders today. Gotta love it. 4 competitions. Should be a nice, easy breezy day here at Camelbeach. So we are going to be starting off with our women's pro bodyboarding. Women's pro bodyboarding, you will be up first. One second. So the lineup is going to be Amanda Nye in the blue jersey, Hannah Augustine in the white jersey, Winter Wynn in the black jersey, and Jen Betts in the gold jersey. If you guys want to go ahead and get those jerseys situated, we'll get you on the wave here shortly. Oh yeah, and of course, since we're in the pro day today, in our pro divisions here, 40 seconds on the clock instead of 30, so 40-second clocks. Bodyboarding, still the same thing. Best of 3 runs. Best 2 out of 3 runs.
Yeah, it's not behaving properly. Mike pushes one button.
is okay, right?
Because now if you click it and stop it again right away, then you should be able to reset it right away again.
And then 3 is to reset, right?
Yeah. So you just push if you push OK right now, it'll pause it. And then you push 3 again and it'll reset it right away. Alright. Am I in here with you?
I'm in.
Oh boy. Got one more. CC, can I get a refill one or?
Nate's right there. I can do it.
We're good.
All right, looks like we got all our competitors up on the wave, ready to go. Judges are sitting in the booth. And here we go. We're going to kick it off with Amanda Nye. Starting us off in that blue jersey. Goes right to work. Throws that yo-yo out. Brings it right back to her. Pops up into the drop knee. Nice drop knee 360 there. Another drop knee 360. Just catches a little bit of a rail there. Brings it down into the prone. Prone 720 right there. Goes for the yo-yo with the barrel roll this time. Less than 10 to go for Amanda's first run. Back up into that drop knee. And that will be time for Amanda Nye's first run here. All right, next up in the order, Hannah Augustine goes right in, starts off in the double knees. Swings it around, 360, back carves it out. Throwing that water off the side. Oh, just catches a rail there, goes off the top. Still about halfway through her run here. Plenty of time to get back in. Back down in the prone position now. Nice prone 360. Little bit of a slight hiccup there on the end, but still plenty of time to get that around. Less than 5 to go for Hannah. There you go. Got that one around a little bit better than that first one. And that'll be time for Hannah on her first run. All right, next up on the wave, Winter Nguyen. Winter starting out in that prone position. Nice prone 360 there. Right up into the double knees. Transitions into that drop knee. Nice set of carves and back carves. Goes right into that drop knee 360 there. Knee rolls it down into the prone again. Less than 5 to go. Another barrel roll there for Winter. And back carves it out right at the buzzer there. And that'll be time for Winter win. Next up on the wave is Jen Betts, my favorite rider because she brought me Girl Scout cookies this morning, and I am a happy Jen Betts going right in that drop knee position. Nice drop knee 360 there. Swings it around, opposite side 360. Pulls it around, drop knee rolls it down into the prone. Nice prone 360, straight into a barrel roll there. Sets it up in the double knees. Nice little varial there. Switch that board onto the opposite side of the railings. And goes and barrels it back around. And that will be time for Jen Betts' first run.
Board burial.
Board burial. It's a board burial. Board burial. All right, back up to the top of the order. Amanda Nye goes right to work with that barrel roll, right into the double knees, back up into the drop knee stance now. Throws a drop knee 360 right in the middle of the wave. Halfway through her run, back down into the double knees, barrel rolls it down into the prone. Nice set of 3 assisted prone spinners there. Goes with that yo-yo barrel roll combination. Less than 5 here. And that will be time for Amanda Nye's second run. All right, Hannah going back in for second run action here in our pro women's bodyboarding division. Sets it up in the double knees, barrel rolls it down to the prone. Goes right into that prone 360 spinner. Sets it up with an assisted, but just catches that back rail. Still about 15 seconds left in this run for Hannah. Brings it up into the drop knee. Less than 5 to go here. Nice little drop knee 360 there for Hannah. And that will be time for her second run. All right. In the black jersey, Winter Wind goes right to work, straight into the double knees. Nice little double knee 360 up into the drop knee. Goes for that drop knee 360, just catches a little bit on that front edge. Still plenty of time to get back in halfway through her run. Gets down into the prone position here. Nice prone 360 spin right there. Unfortunately just comes off on the side there just before the buzzer. And that will be time for Winter's second run. That'll bring up our final rider in the rotation, Jen Betts. Starts it off right away, going right into the drop knee. Nice set of drop knee 360s. One going one way, one going the other way. Right into a drop knee roll. Just catches that front edge again, going up over the top of the wave. Still plenty of time to get back in. She'll start it in, back carving right into the drop knee. Goes right for another drop knee roll, but unfortunately can't get that one either. And pretty much she knows those 2 falters mean that's going to be time for her second run there. All right, right, that means we are into third and final run time. Amanda Nye goes right to work with that yo-yo. Oh, but just the board slipped right underneath her when she was bringing that barrel roll around. Sets it up in the prone, going for those assisted prone 360s. Gets a barrel roll there, brings it right up into the double knees. Into a drop knee 360. Less than 10 to go here for Amanda. Another drop knee 360. Barrel rolls it down back into the prone, and that will be time for Amanda Nye. And that'll bring back in Hannah. Goes from the double knees. Barrel rolls it down into the prone. Goes for that assisted prone spinner. Gets it all the way to that top rail. Keeps it in. Another barrel roll there. Right up at the top of the wave. Pulls it around. Goes for that unassisted prone spinner. Keeps the board in. Does a little butter on the top of that board. Pulls it up into the double knees with less than 5 to go. Barrel rolls it back down into the prone again, and that will be time for Hannah. All right. Judges giving the thumbs up. Winter going in right into the drop knee. Starting it off, back carving it up on the top rail there. Nice little drop knee 360. Pulls it into the double knees. Barrel rolls it down into the prone. Nice prone 360. Reverts it back around right into a barrel roll. Awesome combination there for Winter. Back up into the drop knee. And that will be time for Winter win. Solid combination there, finishing out that run. She went for it there. All right, and that'll bring up our final competitor here in our pro women's bodyboarding division. Jen Betts goes right to work in that drop knee stance. Drop knee 360s up on the top. Back carves it out. Drop knee rolls back it down into the prone. Goes for that nice smooth prone 360, but just catches that edge. She's got about 10 more seconds to get back in there. Try to go and land one more big trick, possibly. Straight into the drop knee. Oh, unfortunately, that is time there for Jen Betts. Still goes and pulls it off right after the buzzer. And that will be time for our pro women's bodyboarding division. Our pro men's bodyboarding up next. Oro, Tristan, Rhett, Jackson Myers, and Daniel Tropchek. You guys are on deck.
Thank you, Luke. Didn't know it was gonna be that intense early.
Hey, that's a pretty big ruler.
I know.
From what I've heard, it's average. That's a pretty big ruler, man. I don't know what you trying to say.
All right, yeah. All right. So the colors are going to be Oro in the red jersey, Tristan in the blue, Brett in the white,
Jackson in the black jersey,
and Daniel Trocek in the gold jersey.
No, because practice just ended. Yeah. Do you guys need a practice run?
You know, that guy don't want no practice. I know Jackson don't want no practice, doesn't he?
Put a jersey on.
We paid good money for those. We need those.
Alright. Give the Oro green light. Let's get this going.
All right. So we'll be starting off our pro men's bodyboarding division here with Oro in the red. So Oro, whenever you are ready, we're good to go for.
Win-win. Win-win-ded.
All right, Oro, thumbs up from the judges, ready to go. Starting us out from the left side corner pocket. Goes right to work with the prone spin. Hubcap combo there. Spins it around opposite side. Grabs a little bit of the rail there. Oh, again, just could not quite get that opposite side rotation fully down. Still halfway through his run. Pops it up into the drop knee. Nice little drop knee 360. Sets it up. Nice little 360 shove it. And goes for a big spin going across the wave. And that will be time for Oro with his first run.
Major and a minor. Or fall. I would say a 3.5, dude.
All right, next up, Tristan Powell. Starts it off, prone 360. Swings it around, another prone 360. Combos it up into that hubcap. Transitions up into the drop knee. Nice little opposite side. Oh, goes for that double knee roll. just comes out the back. Board's right behind him. He's going to swing himself right back into the drop knee. Less than 10 to go here for Tristan. Into the rodeo, but just can't not quite connect with that one either. And that will be time for Tristan Powell.
0.5 for double falls.
Sorry, buddy. 05, okay. Yep.
Nice little rodeo there from Rhett Powell. Back carves it up top of the wave. Transitions back opposite side back carve. Into that DK roll down into the prone. Halfway through his run. 360 transitions up into the drop knee. Into the rodeo down into prone. Keeps himself into the wave with less than 5 to go. Pops it back up into the drop knee. And that will be time for Rhett Powell on his first run.
Dang.
That was his best run. That was his best run I've seen him do. Ever. He had a minor.
6.5.
I'm going to go 6-1 with the minor.
I was saying, do we need to move this back now?
Uno momento.
We're good. We're good. Alright. Alright. Hey, real quickly.
Little rain never hurt anybody.
Right here. You guys can stand it up if you want more cover. Yes. Go a little wider. Okay. Eli, if you want to put it there so people can watch. Okay. Alright. Alright, we good to go?
Yep. Ready.
Let's do it.
Okay.
All right. Thumbs up from the judges. Ready to go. Jackson Myers starting it off in the drop knee. Goes for that rodeo flip down in the flats. Nice little DK roll there into the rodeo. Nice little DK roll into the prone. Back up into another DK roll. DK roll. Steezing that one out there as he goes around. Less than 10 to go for Jackson. Huge rodeo flip down into the prone there. Swings it around. Double knee rolls it back up into the drop knee, and that will be time for Jackson Myers.
That was good.
Better than Reds.
Yeah, full point and a half. Better than Reds. Red had a minor too. Alright.
All right, that'll bring up Daniel Tropchek going in for his first run. Starts it off again for that nice rodeo flip down in the flats. Swings it up to the top of the wave. Into a DK roll. Goes all the way to the side of the wall there. Into that 360 shove it going across the top of the wake. Right into the DK roll. Huge amplitude there on that DK roll. Down into prone. Back into another rodeo flip. Rodeo flip down to prone. Transitions back up right into the drop knee. Steezes it out. Rolling it around on the rail there. And that will be time for Daniel Tropchek.
Ran out of boxes.
All right, and we're back up to the top of the order for Oro Valentin. Ready when you are, Oro? Oro going with that spin, roll, spin, hubcap combo. Brings it up into the drop knee. Goes for that 360 shove it. Goes for that big spin going across the wave there. Goes for another big spin. Less than 10 to go here for Oro. And goes for another drop knee roll right at the buzzer, and that will be time for Oro's second run. All right, that'll bring us back up. Tristan Powell goes right to work. Spin, roll, spin, hubcap combination. Spin rolls it up into the drop knee. Nice back carve drop knee 360 there. Double knee rolls it back up into the drop knee stance. Oh, goes for another one down into the prone, but ultimately kicks himself up on top of the wave. Back into the drop knee. Less than 5 to go. Oh, goes for the shove it. Just got that board out in front of him. And unfortunately, that'll be time for Tristan Powell.
2-5, yeah.
All right, that means next up in the rotation, we got Rhett Powell. Sends it right in, goes right to work with that rodeo to prone, right off the hit. Swings it around, prone 360, transition up into the double knee, but just got pushed out the bed. Goes on back here, nice drop knee roll. Back carves it. Into the big spin, into the drop knee roll, but just catches that front edge, and unfortunately with those two falters, that will be the end of your run.
Is that whose other board bag is there?
Everything's dry. What?
We're dry here. Push that box in a little.
That's fine. Nothing's in there.
There you go.
All right.
That's good.
All right. Ready?
All right,
Yep.
back up to the top of the wave. Jackson Myers, 40 seconds on the clock. Run number 2 here in our pro bodyboarding division. Goes right to work with that rodeo flip down in the flats. Drop knee roll there for Jackson. Oh, goes for the big spin. Catches it in the air with no hands. Into a huge rodeo flip. Nice DK roll into prone, back into prone, into another DK roll. Nice combination there for Jackson. Nice rodeo flip to prone. A little bit of a butter with the board there. And one more DK roll to finish it off, and that will be time for Jackson Myers.
He went bigger, but then he had like a little minor, so I'm like, it's almost like he
Did the same thing almost.
the same sort of thing.
Grab a board.
And push it forward.
Just
One of the stand-up ones.
No one's sitting down there, right?
I hope not. Alright. If the stream can't see it, it's raining. But Daniel Tripcheck's on the rain, so it's always raining. Daniel going right to work. Huge rodeo flip there from Daniel. Brings it up to the top of the wave. Huge one-handed DK roll. Switches it back around. Nice little backside high.
Backside
Into that 540 big spin there. Huge rodeo flip to prone, going all the way across the wave on that one. Switches it back up into the DK for another huge rodeo flip there, and that'll be time for Daniel.
Oh, you like that one, Jeff?
He did a little bit less.
Yeah, it's still a minor.
Oh, did you? Okay.
Yeah. It's funny, they brought the beer car out tonight.
Ah, not that.
Not when we needed it yesterday.
All right, and that'll bring us up to the top of the rotation for run number 3 here in our men's bodyboard pro division. Oro Valentin goes right to work, spin, roll, spin, brings it up into the drop knee. Nice 360 shove it there. Back carves it into that big spin. In for another big spin there. Oro's got about 10 seconds left in his run. Goes for that DK roll. And that will be time there for Oro. So solid maneuvers there from Oro on his third run.
Cleaner than his first run.
I like his second one better. I like his second one.
That'll bring up Tristan Powell. Third and final run time. Spin, roll, spin. Brings it up into the drop knee. Nice double knee roll there. Oh, Steezes out that back after it there. Goes for that double knee roll down into the prone. Spin, roll, spin. Spin, roll up into the drop knee there. Smooth transition. And that will be time there for Tristan Powell. Definitely his best run of the heat there. Nice little drop knee roll there from Rhett Powell. Starting off his third and final run here. Smooth, goes for that drop knee roll down into the prone. Spin, rolls it back up into the drop knee. Oh, but just catches an edge and goes out the side. Still got about 10 seconds left to go and finish it off. He goes for the overload, but came up just a bit short.
Is that 2 falls?
Yeah, it's 2 falls.
He was sitting pretty with it.
He threw away his...
Bring back in Jackson Myers for his third and final run here. Starts it off with that rodeo flip in the flats. Swings it around. Nice DK roll down to the prone. DK rolls it, combination. There's an overload for you. That's how you do it, right? Nice rodeo flip there. Combos it, tries to combo it right into that big spin. Just gets a little squirrely on that landing. There's that big spin there. Spins it out with less than 5 to go. Goes for that rodeo down into the prone, and that will be time for Jackson Myers.
So again, like minors and makes it.
His first run's still the best.
Yeah, it got worse.
He got tied.
All right, and our final competitor here in our pro men's flow bodyboarding division, Daniel Tropchek, going to work. Nice DK roll, swings it back up into another DK roll. Rodeo flips it down across the bottom of the wave. Into a 360 shove it going across the top rail. Rodeo flip down into the prone. Hacks it out, giving the water that they don't need in the bushes around here. Rodeo flips it down to prone. Swings it back up onto his board. Keeps himself all the way over to the edge. Goes with that 360 shove it into his switch stance. And that will be time there for Daniel Tropchek.
3 minors.
I just started scribbling during the middle of it. I'm like, I don't know what that was.
Right at the edge.
So definitely his worst run.
Alright. Jumping in the coach's box. Tell the girls that they can take a run. Yeah, nothing. Alright.
Take a run, ladies.
Y'all can go ahead and get one
Practice.
quick practice run.
How's my...
Hi, look at these boys.
That's good. It's still dry. It's still dry. We Gucci. Hey, hey. I didn't know where the water was going. I was like, wait. All the...
I was about to say, do we have to worry about the clock getting wet?
Well, I'm more worried about the power strip on the ground over here.
seeding, 2 go to final, the rest go to LCQ.
Kiddie pool will be the warmest body of water because they need to keep it over a certain temperature. And on the year
All right, looks like we are all set and ready to go. As best as we can. So how this going to work for our ladies here in our pro women's flowboarding division, it's going to be a seeding heat for the first one. Top 2 out of this seeding round is going to go directly into the final. The other 4 are going to go into an LCQ, where then another 2 will be eliminated. And we'll have a 4-person final going forward. So again, 2 40-second runs. 3 best trick attempts here in the Pro Flowboard Finals. As Abby Boddicker starts us off. Goes for a nice 1-8 shove it down there. Oh, goes for a shove it going across the wave, but unfortunately gets a little bit unglued. Board's on the side here. Still got about 10 seconds left in her first run. Goes for that backside 180. And that will be time for Abby in her first run.
It's pro.
Yeah, I'm gonna go double hard. 1-8. Alright.
All right, next up, that'll bring in Stephanie Lab. Nice little ollie there from Stephanie. Sets herself up, nice little 1-8 shove it there. Swings it around, tries to get a little bit of air underneath that 180 there. Into another 1-8 shove. And swings it around. Oh, but unfortunately could not quite connect. And that will be time for Stephanie's first run.
A little bit better.
That'll bring up Amanda Nye for her first run here. Goes for a nice little ollie going across the top of the wave. 1-8 shove it on the right side of the wave there. Goes for a little love tap on the top of the board there with that ollie. Oh, 1-8 shove going across the wave. Just cannot quite keep herself in. Less than 15 to go here for Amanda.
Has to run over to that side.
Goes for that nice little big spin there, and that'll be time for Amanda Nye.
A little bit better.
Wanting like both of them, yeah.
Everyone's falling.
Oh, yeah.
Next up, Hannah. Nice little ollie there from Hannah. Goes with an ollie going across the wave there. Swings it around with that backside 360.
You're on Amazon. Shove across.
Nice little 1-8 shove going across the wave there. Goes for the 360 shove it there. And that will be time for Hannah's first run. It's a solid run there for Hannah.
Slower run, but
I was gonna say
flawless.
5.
Like that should be like our stop.
Oh no. We're fine. We're fine. Ollie.
All right, Christy's up on the wave here. Nice 1-8 shove it in the pocket.
She's lofty.
Goes for that 360 shove it there. Gets that ollie going across the wave. Swings it around. Backside 360 there. And that will be time for Christy on that one. They like All right, next up, finishing out the rotation, Monica Capri. Nice little shove it down there in the flats. Goes for that ollie with the indie grab. Backside 180s at the top of the wave there. Swings it around, fakie 540 big spin. A little bit of a check off there. Right into the 1-8 shove. 360 shove, another little minor falter there. Still got about 5 seconds left for Monica. Backside big spin into a fakie big spin combination. And that will be time for Monica Capri on her first run.
What up, fool? Hands wet, hands wet. We're fine. Yeah, we counted it. Oh no, we're good. I was gonna say, I haven't seen any more.
Alright.
As long as that keeps doing that, we're fine.
Oh yeah. Alright. We good.
All right, time for run number 2 here in our pro women's flowboarding seating round. Abby going with another 1-8 shove it down there in the flats. Nice little ollie grab. Nice backside 180 there. Tries to get a little bit of air underneath that one going across the wave. Pops that board up, goes for the fast plant. Oh, it just gets a little bit too on the front of the board. Less than 5 to go here for Abby. And that will be time for Abby's second run here.
Better than her first.
That'll bring back in Stephanie Lab here for her second run attempt. Goes right to work with a nice little 1-8 shove it there. Nice little ollie on the right side of the wave. Swings it around that 360. Trying to get some air underneath that first 180. Oh, another 1-8 shove. Oh, just couldn't quite keep her balance there. Board still up on the wave. Less than 5 to go for Stephanie. And that will be time for Stephanie Lab on his second run.
It's her first one.
I don't need to hear myself. It's going to be like repetition.
Like, yeah, it's lower than the last one.
My thing is soaking wet, so. Where's your ponchos?
All right.
I got an extra one. No,
Amanda and I going to work. Nice little nose tap there. Into a 1-8 shove. Another 1-8 shove going across the wave there. Going for that little front side grab there. Nice backside 180. Less than 5 to go here for Amanda. Oh, goes for that big spin. Ah. It's like when you're ripping a Band-Aid off and it just slowly comes off and then it hurts.
Back 2 pro days.
Hannah starting off her runs. Nice little 1-8 shove. Goes for that 1-8 shove going across the wave there.
It's like just in the perfect spot to fall.
Sets it up. Nice 360 shove it there. Still working about 10 seconds left. Goes for the backside. Big spin. Right at about the 5-second mark here for Hannah. Oh, goes for a 360 shove going across the wave and unfortunately could not quite connect. And that will be time for Hannah.
You had a much better run.
That'll bring back in Christy Reed for her second run attempt. Starts it off all in across the middle part of the wave. Goes for that backside 180 ollie. Right into a big shove it. Another shove it. Oh, kicks that board out in front of her. Still about halfway through the runs here. Less than 10 to go here for Christy. Goes for that 360 shove it. And another 1-8 shove there right on the buzzer. And that will be time for Christy Reed. And that'll bring back in our final run here in this seating portion. Monica Caffrey going to work. Big spin, fakie big spin combo to start off right into a 540 fakie big spin. Ollie in and across the middle part of the wake. 1-8 shove it. Alley-ooping it across the flats. Nice backside 180 going on the rail there. Another ollie going up on the top. Into a 1-8 shove. Into a 360 shove it.
I don't have any more boxes.
Front side 1-8 shove it. Swings it out. Nice little carver there to go and finish it off. And that will be time for Monica Caffrey.
It's like Judge and Danny. Throwing out a box.
And that'll bring us into the best trick portion here.
You just drag your dick across the score street. I like. Come on, Satan.
Abby hitting a nice 360 shove it down there in the flats. make sure it goes into best trick one.
Best trick one.
Do I need to delete that? You're good to go?
Yeah. I'm good.
All right, that'll bring up Stephanie Lab for her first best trick attempt. Oh, she goes for a 3 shove as well, just a little bit on the backside of her heels. And will not connect with that one.
How do you like my ingenuity? I was wondering whose idea that was. That's a PK exclusive.
Amanda Nye going for that backside big spin. Stomp that one down.
3.5 and it's slow. I'll give her a 3.
All right, Hannah setting up for her first best trick attempt. There you go, 360 shove it going across the middle of the wake there.
Yeah, so I'd go 4. Half a point for that.
Oh, Christy going for another 3 shove there. Just couldn't quite stick the landing.
I tried to write it, but gave up. Oh. Wait, what did she do?
Big 5. Or give her 5.
Monica over here playing chess on checkers.
Oh, look at that. 540 big spin for Abby Boddicker.
Okay. Straight 5 big.
So, yeah, 4,
4, 5.
5.
Yeah, 4, 5. You like it better? Because we gave Monica a 5. So that's...
So, like,
Hers is like a little across the way.
So-
Really.
oh, wait, yeah. Because then, like, yeah, so it'd be like 4, 7.
Better than station.
yeah, put whatever you... Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to go 4, 5. That's what you do.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because it's a little bit 4, 7.
Yeah, for the travel.
Alright.
There's a little bit of wobbliness.
Yeah, that's why.
Just gotta work on a better run. Story of my life.
And that'll bring up Stephanie Lab for her second best trick attempt. Oh, got the 3 shove around this time. Just couldn't quite get that landing there.
I wish that was like a little bit more in frame and drop. Just to really sell the rain.
Amanda Nye up off on the wave. Best trick attempt number 2. Goes for a 360 shove it. Got that rotation around, just could not quite stick the landing.
So if you already got a big spin, how would you go for
That'll bring back in Hannah for her second best trick attempt. Already got that 1 score down. Goes for that backside big spin.
same question? She did right. She did 3 shoves first, across the big spin last.
Or we share 3 shove across better.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's
Now Christie's back up in the wave. Starts it out 360, shove it. All right, and that'll bring back in Monica for her second best trick attempt. There we go. Stops that varial flip. All right, third and final best trick attempt. Oh, looks like Abby was possibly trying to go for a 540 shove it there. Just could not quite get that extra rotation on there. That'll bring back in Stephanie Lapp for her third best trick attempt.
Who's next? Female bodyboard?
Hmm?
No, we already did that.
No, it's all these guys again.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that was the best one there. She definitely had her body right on top of that board, but just could not quite stick it. Get AccuWeather to sponsor us.
Yeah.
Oh, man, and I going for that 3 sub as well. Board got a little bit out in front of her there. All right, Hannah coming in, best trick attempt, number 3. Oh, goes for the 540 big spin. Just does not quite connect on that one. Oh, got that varial flip around, but just could not quite get that landing. And that'll bring back in Monica Caffrey. Last and final best trick attempt here. Oh, goes for the tray flip. Just quite couldn't get that landing. We'll get the judges' scores tabulated here really quick, and we'll let everybody know who advances directly to the final and who will be going to the LCQ in just one moment.
past us or coming at us?
Well, we're going. Yeah, it's going past us.
Okay.
So
We're in the middle of it right now.
hopefully a little bit.
Hopefully in an hour.
Yeah. Well, you can see it's lighter here, so hopefully we'll be out of it here soon.
Thank you so much.
11:30.
So hopefully in like a half hour
Alright,
it'll
cool.
at least be
5 minutes.
less than what it is.
Perfect.
Cool.
No red, no green.
Yeah. That should be fine.
All right.
All right. After our quick little check of AccuWeather, we're ready to go back. So, Stephanie Lab gonna be starting us off here in our LCQ. Again, 2 more competitors gonna be going in from this LCQ into our 4-person Women's Pro Flowboard Final. Stephanie starting us off. Going right to work. Nice little ollie there on the right side of the wave. Into a 1-8 shove. Swinging that backside 360 around. Into another 1-8 shove on the other side of the wave. Less than 10 to go here for Stephanie. Swings it around. Goes for the fakie big spin. Nicely done there. And that will be time there for Stephanie Lab. So solid first run for her.
It's called a Mongo.
All right, Amanda and I giving us a nice little ollie across the top of the wake there. Give a little love tap on the top of the board. Into a 1-8 shove. Another 1-8 shove going across the middle of the wave. Oh, just catches that heel side edge on that 360. Still halfway through her run. Oh, again, goes for that backside big spin, but just could not quite connect. And that will be the end of Amanda's.
That's 2 falls, negatory.
Yeah.
Next in line, Abby Boddicker. Going for a nice little front side grab. Into a 1-8 shove it down here in the flats. Another 1-8 shove on the opposite side. Backside 180 ollie. Another ollie going across the top of the wake there. Into that backside big spin. Less than 5 to go for Abby. And that will be time there for Abby. So solid first run for her.
Somewhere in that range. Yeah. Have to. That's good. I'm gonna give her a 5-2 for height.
Hey, 5-1 for legally a little bit.
And that'll bring in Christy for her first run attempt here. Giving a nice little amplitude underneath that ollie.
Just gotta work on that back foot.
Nice 1-8 shove it there. Goes for the backside one. Get a little bit short on the rotation there, but still pulls it around. Swings it around into that fakie big spin. Less than 10 to go here for Christy. Into the 360, shove it. And that will be time there for Christy. A little roast beef grab afterwards. Why not? Arby's, we got the meats.
We got the meat.
That was the best one.
Yeah.
Is that better than?
I think it's better than
They're
Abby's.
close. At least at my end, pretty much, because, I mean,
You got a bakey bake spin.
sketchy all that.
No.
The turkey chicken.
Shove's the same. There's no three
Chrissy
shove
has a
in
3D
there,
shove.
but she's got the
That was the
backside
biggest
big
trick,
spin.
and it's clean.
3 shove and a bake spin.
Yeah.
Are they difference?
Yeah.
A little higher on everything.
She's on.
All right, Stephanie Lab going right to work with a nice 1/8 shove it. Nice little ollie there. Swings it around with that backside 360. Into it. Oh, another 1/8 shove, but just couldn't quite get that back foot stomped down. Still 10 seconds left in her run. All right, and that'll be time for Stephanie Lab there. That'll bring back up Amanda Nye. Going for that ollie across the wave. Nice 1/8 shove it there. Another ollie with a little tap on top of the board. Another 1/8 shove it there. Halfway through her run. Going for that big spin. Oh, couldn't quite get the rotation and around. Still going to have about 5 seconds left when she gets back in.
Do something crazy.
Oh, and unfortunately, that will be time there for Amanda on her second run. Sticks it afterwards. It's a practice run.
That's
Yeah,
low.
like,
I can go. I can go.
well, yeah, I'm saying that just
Yeah.
going like Indian hand signals.
Yeah. That's what I like.
Next up, Abby Boddicker. Nice little indie grab on that ollie. 1/8 shove it down to the flats. Oh, goes for that 180 shove it there and keeps herself composed and swings it around. Another ollie there on the right side. Backside one. Less than 10 to go here for Abby. Oh, goes for that big spin again, but just could not quite connect on that. And unfortunately, that will be time for Abby on her second run attempt.
3.5. You want 2?
Christy's starting it off with a nice 1/8 shove. Getting that ollie going across the middle of the wave there. Backside big spin. Little minor hand check there, but that's fine. Spins that around. Goes for the fakey big spin. Gets a little squirrely on the landing, but still keeps herself on top of that board. Less than 5 to go. Into the 360 shove it, but at that time, unfortunately, that got her kicked off the wave. And that will be time for Christy on her second run attempt. All right, that'll bring up our best trick portion.
So much easier.
Stephanie Lab. Best trick attempt number 1. Here in our LCQ of Pro Women's Flowboarding. Goes for that 3 shove. Oh, just doesn't quite. She didn't get that rotation quite around on that one. And that will be her first best trick attempt. And that'll bring back up Amanda Nye. Oh, goes for that big spin. Oh, just couldn't quite get the final rotation around. That'll bring in Abby for her first best trick attempt. Oh, goes for that 3 shove down on the flats. Looks like she might have hit the rooster tail there a little bit.
Gotta stay away from that. There's lines on the wafer reason.
That'll bring up Christy for her first best trick attempt here. Goes for that 3 shove again. Just got a little bit too front heavy on that board there. Seemed like her weight just got a little bit too forward there. That'll be bringing up Stephanie for best trick attempt number 2. All these ladies looking to go and get a score. That's what we're looking for. Nice 360 shove it there from Stephanie.
What is that, a 3?
3.5.
I'll give it full 3.5.
All right, that'll bring up Amanda and I for her second best trick attempt. There you go. Gets that big spin around. So that's where you're going there, but then just amplitude-wise, just
I'm bringing it down. Yeah. For a 3.
oh, got herself on top of that board, but just could not quite keep her balance there. So unfortunately for Abby, that will be her second best trick attempt. Oh, again, Christy got that rotation around, just got that board kicked out right in front of her. So that'll be best trick attempt number 3 here in our last chance qualifier in our Pro Women's Flowboarding division. Stephanie Lab got a good score on her last one, so she knows she can go a little bit bigger. Oh, goes for that big spin. Oh, man, it almost brought it all the way to that top rail, but just cannot quite keep herself in.
That looked like it hurt.
I would not want to fall like that.
No.
Clear enough.
Yeah, I think we're good now.
Yeah, we got no
Just for the
rain,
boys.
baby.
Clear enough.
Yeah. Now it's going to be warm.
Oh, man, going for that fakey big spin, just chucking it out there.
Gotta go a little clean. Stay away from the center.
There you go. Nice backside big spin there from Abby.
Why'd you waste your time on that? Up to you, girl. Very stop it.
unfortunately for Christy, just could not quite connect on that 3 shove. And that will be the finishing touches on our LCQ. We'll be tabulating the scores here in just a moment, and we'll get that running order for our women's pro flowboarding final here in just a few seconds.
I stepped over here and all of a sudden it dropped frames and I was like, oh!
Yeah.
Should be back up now. You know, weather,
Alright, you guys ready?
Wi-Fi.
All right, and looks like we are all set, ready to go.
Got chilly.
The weather's looking a little bit better for us, and everything's heating up because we are in now the final for our women's pro flowboarding division. Stephanie Lab starting off with that shove it in the corner, bringing it over to the opposite side. Looking for that ollie there, just couldn't quite get up off of the wave. There's the one we were looking for. Ollies that one out, swings it around, 360 and out to the other side of the wave. Another 1-8 shove with less than 10 to go. Oh, goes for the 3 shove right at the buzzer, but just cannot quite connect, and that will be time for Stephanie Lab's first run.
Yeah, 2 fine. Got a ball. Yeah, 2 ball. 2. This is finally, right?
All right, next up on the wave, Abby Boddicker goes to work with a nice little ollie with an indie grab into a 1-8 shove down in the flats. Goes to that backside 180. A little bit squirrely in the air there. Into another 1-8 shove. Another ollie going across the top of the wake there. Into that backside big spin off the top rail. Less than 5 to go here for Abby. And another back 180 there, and that will be time for Abby Boddicker. right, and that'll bring up Hannah Augustine. First run here in the finals. Starting off with that ollie, going into that 1-8 shove it down in the flats. Goes to that back one. Has to hand check a little bit. Oh, and unfortunately goes down after that. Still halfway through her run. Plenty of time to get back in. Maybe potentially throw a bigger trick. Of less than 5 to go here for Hannah. Sets it up. Goes for that 360 shove it. And that will be time for Hannah's first run here. All right, Monica starting off with a big spin, fakey big spin combo. Swings it around for that fakey 540 big spin. Nice little back one with a roast beef grab. That alley-oop 1-8 shove. Ollie in across the top of the wake. Oh, goes for another ollie, but kicks that front foot out. Still going to have about 5 seconds left when she gets back in. That's the ollie she was looking for there. And that will be time for Monica Caffrey. All right, run number 2 time here for Stephanie Lab. Starting it off with a 1-8 shove. Swings it around to the opposite side of the wave. Goes for a little bit of an ollie there. Swings that around. Get a little bit of more air underneath that one. Get a backside 1. Oh, goes for the shove it there, but just could not quite connect. Gonna have about 5 seconds left right now, Steph. And that will be time for Stephanie Lab. Trying to get it back up.
Is that on the buzzer?
Yeah. So, I mean, it's a... All right, that'll bring back in Abby Boddicker. Starts it off with a nice 1-8 shove. Into another shove it down in the flats. Oh, it just gets a little bit too close to the edge. Pushes her off the wave. Still plenty of time to get back in and improve her score. Swings it back around with halfway through her run. Goes for a nice little ollie. Into a back 180 ollie. Oh, goes for that backside big spin there, but just cannot quite connect. And those 2 falters mean your run is over. So second run here for Hannah. Starting it off with a nice little ollie, getting some amplitude underneath that. 1-8 shove it's down in the flats. Nice 1-8 shove going across the middle of the wake there. Swings it around backside 360. Oh, goes for the 3 shove. Just cannot quite keep itself on there. Going to be right at around about the 5-second mark here when you get back in. And goes for another 3 shove, but unfortunately can't quite get that one. And that will be time for Hannah.
Same.
I'll give her 2 more for the effort.
You can't do that.
What is that? Her first round here.
You fall. Automatic.
Alright. You guys ready?
Yeah.
All right, our final run here. Monica starting off. Big spin, fakie, big spin combination. Swings it around with that fakie 540 big spin. Nice backside 180 with that roast beef grab into that alley-oop. Shove it in the flats. Nice ollie going across the wake there. Nice shove it there. Into a 360 shove it. Into a front side 180 shove it with less than 5 to go. Into another backside 180 air, and that will be time for Monica Caffrey.
7.5?
Higher. I'm going to go.
I was gonna go low. There's just nothing but shove it. If she throws a flip, that's fine. That range.
We're good. We're good.
You know what I'm doing.
All right, Stephanie, we are good to go. We are into our best trick portion.
Oh, thank goodness.
Again, these competitors got those 2 runs. Best 1 run of 2 counts. Oh, looks like she was going for a big spin there, but just could not quite get that body rotation down. Board's running over on the side over here. And then we got those best trick attempts. 3 best trick attempts. One of those best trick attempts will be counted as half of your score. All right, Abby landing that backside big spin. Solid maneuvers there.
Yeah. A little bit more.
Is that what we gave it last time?
It was like, depending on if you think your landing was better than the last one, you
Yeah, I
should get
did.
it closer to the 3.5-ish range and maybe 11.
She's up. Hold on. Watch.
Give me a second. Okay.
All right, Monica Caffrey going for her first best trick attempt. Hits that varial flip. Bolts, as they call it.
Bolts.
Yes, sir.
Solid. That was like, hey, we can hear you guys talk.
You know Bass Bros?
Yeah.
All right, best trick number 2, Stephanie Lab. There we go. Getting that one down there. Oh, look at the little squirrely at the wings.
Oh man.
I don't know. That's the rough.
Is it ball?
It's women's pro final.
I like just looked away and then she was
Abby going for a 540 big spin there. Just could not quite get that board underneath her. There we go. Hannah nailing that 360 shove it. Oh, looked like Monica was going to go for that 360 flip. Just could not quite get the flick of the board. And that will bring us into our best trick attempt, number 3. Those final best trick attempts to try to go and get yourselves the best scores possible to get yourselves onto the podium here at Camelbeach Resort, Camelbeach Water Park. Just could not quite finish off that rotation, but solid riding here today from Stephanie Lab. There we go. Solid 360 shove it there.
I like the big spin better.
Yeah. And then, but even like comparing like that one to this one,
Hers was better.
This one's. Oh, Hannah going for that 360 shove it, going across the wing. Just cannot quite connect with that one there. And that will bring us into our final best trick attempt for Monica Caffrey. Let's see what we're going to do here. Oh, looked like she almost got to do almost a double flip on that one instead of getting that extra rotation. But still, solid riding here from all of our pro women's flowboarding competitors. Our pro men's quarterfinal. Is it semis, Josh, right? Semis. Semi number 1.
Who's the semi number 1?
I'll tell you here in a second.
You are, bro, probably.
Oh, great.
But you got practice.
You guys can go get practice in just a second here. Yeah, our pro men flowboard heat number 1, Tristan Powell, TK Barreto, Daniel Trotchek, and Nate Newman. You guys are up for some practice.
Where's clock? Oh, Chris is on it?
Alrighty, it looks like we are all set and ready to go. Thanks for everybody tuning in on the chat. I'm glad I spared you from my eating noises and everything. But we are ready to go here in our pro men's flowboard semi number 1.
Clock.
Tristan Powell going to work. Ollie North going across the top of the wave. Oh, Ollie North backside 180. It's a nice 1/8 shove, getting a nice little floaty air going across that. Into the backside big spin. Nice ollie with a roast beef grab. Into a 360 shove it.
Solid time.
No, he's still going.
He started late.
All right, and that will be time there for Tristan Powell on his first run.
Where do we want to start?
You know, for the usual. Not me, but that's insane. All right, we got TK up on the wave. Nice backside melon grab. Into a backside big spin. Little minor check out there. Into a nice 1/8 shove going across the wave. Oh, goes for the backside flip. Just cannot quite connect. Trying to stay up on the wave. Save himself some time, but oh, unfortunately cannot keep himself in there. With less than 5 to go. I think TK is going to go ahead and leave that one out on the table. All right. Daniel Tropchek up on the wave. Nice 360 shove it going across. Swings it around. Fakey big spins it back up to the top. Into a backside 180 ollie. Into the backside big spin. Halfway through his run. Into a 360 ollie. Boosting himself all the way around on that one. Into a varial, but just got himself a little bit too far on the toes. Less than 5 to go for Daniel. He says, I think I'm okay right now.
Yeah. Or,
Too low.
no, that was fine
no.
before. Sorry. I was agreeing with it.
Scribbling.
That'll bring us up to our final competitor of this heat, Nate Newman. Starting us off with a nice little ollie going across the wave. Into that 360 shove it. Stop that one down. Goes with that alley-oop, backside 180. Oh, goes for the tray flip. Just cannot quite hold on to that one. Less than 10 to go here for Nate. Kickflip down in the flats. Gets that tray flip that time, and that will be the end of Nate Newman's first run. All right, we are on to run number 2 here at semifinal. Heat number 1. Tristan going for that ollie north, going across the wave. Keeps himself up on there after getting a little squirrely. Oh, goes for the shove it. Just got that board out in front of him. Halfway through his run. Goes for the kickflip. Gets it on the shins a little bit. Fortunately, with those two major falters, pretty much knows he's not going to be keeping this score. And that will be time for Tristan Powell's second run. So that'll bring up TK for his second run attempt. Nice backside 180. Oh, announcer jinx. That's why you have your own boards just sitting back there. Goes for the backside flip. A little sketchy on the landing. Able to keep himself up on the wave. Nice little grab there. Going across the wave on that one. Into the backside big spin. Right about the 5-second mark for TK. Into the haymaker. And then that will be time for TK's first run. Goes to this, switch burial heel after time. All right, Daniel Trapcheck coming in for run number 2. Nice ollie going across the middle of the wake. Into a backside 180 air. Swings it around. Into a 1/8 shove. Into a backside big spin. Into the 360 shove it going across the wave there. Less than 10 to go here for Daniel. Into that 360 air going across the top. Pops that board around, fast plants it down, and that will be time for Daniel Trapcheck. All right, run number 2 time here for Nate Newman. Work with 360 shove it. Varial flips it down in the flats. Alley-oop, backside 180 into a kickflip down in the flats on the other side. Ollies it across the middle of the wake, halfway through his run. Into that big flip. Keeps it in the switch stance. Switch, front side 180. Into that 360 flip. And backside 180s it right at the buzzer, and that will be time for Nate Newman.
Score sheet, bro. Alright, I'm good with that.
Yeah. All right, that means we are now into our best trick portion of the semifinal, heat number 1. Tristan Powell going to work. Hey, there we go. Snaps that varial flip. Nice amplitude on it there. Caught that mid-air. Just tease that out.
To bump it up a little bit.
That'll bring up TK. Oh, goes for that backside flip. Just cannot quite connect. That'll bring DT back up for his first best trick attempt here. Nice big flip going across the top of the wave there.
Did you go over a 540 bit? Or was that
No, just regular.
mix up the cross, give it like a little bit above the 5.
Next up, Nate Newman. Ready to go for his first best trick. He says, I got a big flip too. All right, we're now into best trick number 2. Tristan's already got a score on there. Let's see if he can go and bump that up with something bigger. Oh! Caught that one right in the shins. All right, TK setting it up. Switch stance. Switch varial heel, but just could not quite get himself on that board. So Daniel setting up for his second best trick attempt. That's a 540 big flip right there. Swinging that thing around. Nate goes with the disco flip. So it's at 6.5. And that means we are into our third and final best trick attempts here in semifinal heat number 1. Got Tristan Powell up on the wave. Oh, going for the backside flip. It over-rotated a little bit. And that means our final best trick attempt here for TK Barreto. Oh, nice. Goes for the truck driver. A full 180 shove it, double grab with the board varial to finish it off. A sick maneuver.
Was that on the list?
Not on the list.
It's a super sick rig. I said the extra one.
I think a 6 is pretty fair.
Yeah.
Between a hard flip and a front side.
I mean, because if you think of it like for the technicality of like a turning flip and everything, it's almost sort of like it, but without the spin, but the double grab to it and everything. 63. I like it.
All right, and that'll bring up Daniel Tropchek. Best trick attempt number 3. Oh, goes for the blizzard. Just can't quite land on that one. And that'll bring us into our final best trick attempt here in semi heat number 1. Nate Newman, ready to go. Oh, looks like he was going for the double backside flip. Just could not quite connect. And that will be the finish for our first heat here in our pro men's flowboarding. Heat number 2. Let's go ahead and you can get yourselves some practice time. And we'll be back with you shortly here from the US Flow Tour 2025 here at Camelbeach Resort. You guys got a little set up there? Cool.
Alright. Good.
Alrighty, looks like we are all set, ready to go. Semi-heat number 2 here in our pro men's flowboarding division. Going to be starting us off with Adrian Azzolini. 40 seconds on the clock. Again, these competitors getting 2 runs and 3 best trick attempts. Adrian starting us off with that backside big spin. Going for that ollie with a nose grab. Pops that board up, slaps it back down for that fast plant. Sets it up 1-8, shove it down in the flats. Oh, goes for a front side 1-8, shove it right after, but just cannot quite keep himself in. Going to be right at about the 5-second mark. Goes for another 1-8, shove it. And that will be time for Adrian's first run. All right, next up in the white jersey, we got Joe Moran. Goes for a nice little ollie going across the middle of the wave there. Right into the... Oh, goes for that 540 big spin. Just getting a little bit too much on the heels. Still halfway through his run. Oh, goes for the kickflip down in the flats. Just catches it on the toes a little bit. Fortunately, with those 2 falters there, that will pretty much kill his score. Still got less than 5 to go ahead and give himself a little bit of practice. And unfortunately for him, that won't connect as well. All right. So next up on the wave in the black jersey, it's going to be Nate Murray. Judges are all set, ready to go when you are. Nate going right to work with a nice little floaty 360 shove it up there. Nice backside big spin going all the way across the top rail. Nice switch kick flip. A little bit squirrely on the landing there. Still back up on his board, right back into it. Front side shove it. Oh, going for a tray flip. Just couldn't quite get that last rotation around. Still less than 5 to go here for Nate. Into a backside 180 air. And that will be time for Nate Murray's first run.
Sloppy. Did he butt check my tray? I was right. Okay. Alright. So he had to like snag it for even 2 8s.
All right. Finishing off the rotation here in run number 1. We got Luke Newman starting it off with a 360 shove it into a kickflip. Oh, goes for a varial. Looks like ends up almost flamingoing that one. There we go. That's the varial flip. Into a 540 shove it. Backside big spins across that top wake. Backside 180 air with 5 seconds left to go. 1-8 shove, shove combo. And that will be time for Luke Newman. That'll bring us back up to the top of the order. Adrian Azzolini. Nice backside big spin there to start off his run. Oh, goes for the varial. Looked like it just clipped his foot as it was finishing that rotation. Just stopped it there. Still back up on the board, ready to keep going. Into the front side 1-8 shove. Checks off of that one as well. Oh, looks like he was going for a backside flip there, but just could not quite connect. And that, unfortunately, will be time for Adrian's second run. All right, judges all set. Joe Moran coming in for his second run. Gets a kick flip around, a little bit of a check down there on the landing. Nice 360 shove it going across the wake. Varial flips it there. Hard flip. Joe on a good one right now, less than 10 to go. Into the backside big spin. And that will be time for Joe Moran.
It should be, yeah, it'll develop. My goodness. Sorry.
All right, and that'll bring up Nate Murray for his second run. Starting it off, switch 360 shove it. Into that switch front side big spin. Into that 360 shove it. Into that backside big spin, covering a lot of ground on that. Into that switch kick flip. Switch backside big spin. About 5 seconds left for Murray. .360 flip right there to finish off his run. Solid ending there for Nate Murray. All right, final run time here for Luke Newman. Starting off with a nice 360 shove it. Alley-oop one shove right into a kick flip. Varial flips it there on the left side. Backside 180 ollie across the top of the wave. Into his 360 kickflip. Into a 540 shove it. Less than 5 to go here. Into a backside big spin. Into a little frontside body varial. And that will be time there for Luke Newman. All right, that means we are into our best trick portion here. Adrian Azzolini, best trick attempt number 1 in semi. Hey, there we go. Nice varial flip there for Adrian. bring up Joe Moran for his first best trick attempt. Oh, I know he's been looking, he's trying to get that alley-oop hard flip there. Just couldn't quite get that flick down on that board. So that'll bring up Nate Murray for his first best trick attempt. Oh, going for the switch varial heel. Just a little bit of under rotation on that one. That'll bring up Luke Newman for his first best trick. Double kickflip. Slaps it down on that left side of the board. That'll bring us back up to the top of the rotation. Adrian coming in for his second best trick attempt. Again, everybody's getting 3 best trick attempts. That top score out of 3 gonna be that half score. Oh, Adrian got it around to get that tray flip. I don't know if he's ever done that. At least I've never seen him do it. So let's see if he can go and get that on his third and final best trick attempt. Oh, Joe going for that hard flip again. Just couldn't quite get that extra final rotation. So that'll bring up Nate Murray for his second best trick attempt. Oh, again, going for that switch varial heel. Just looks like that flick of that flip is just slightly off. But he's still got one more best trick attempt. Oh, Luke going for the double backside flip there. And that'll bring us into our third and final best trick attempts. Oh, Adrian goes for the backside flip there. Just could not quite get the landing. Still solid riding here today from Adrian. But Joe Moran is up for his third best trick attempt. Oh, hard flip, but just could not quite stick the landing there. And unfortunately for him, just could not quite get the right landing that he wanted on that one. And that'll bring up Nate Murray for his third and final best trick attempt. Oh, he goes for the switch tray flip. Said, I don't want to do varial heels. I'll just do a tray flip. All right, and that'll bring up our final best trick attempt here in semi number 2. Luke Newman. Again, going for that double backside flip. Just couldn't quite get it around. And that'll be our completion of this semifinals. We'll be tabulating the scores here, and we'll get you the running order for our finals here in just a few moments. Here for the US Flow Tour at Camelbeach Resort. looks like we do have our running order set and ready to go. You're in the blue jersey, Mr. Murray. So Nate Murray's going to be in the blue. Daniel Tropchak in the white. Nate Newman in the black jersey. And Luke Newman in the gold.
We're still kicking? Yeah. Look up for that red square every now and then. Starting men's final before 1 o'clock. Yes. That is sick. Final one.
All right, and it looks like we are all set, ready to go. Our final competition of the day, the final competition of a great weekend here at Camelbeach Resort. Special thank you again to the resort and the water park here for letting us go and take over the wave. Little special shout out to our sponsors too, you know, Flowrider Smith, Phase 5, Super Duper Surf, Kona Brewing. Nice backside big spin there for Murray. Into that switch 360 shove it. Switch backside big spin there. Setting it up. Goes for the varial flip down in the flats. A little bit of a sketch there, but that's fine. Less than 5 to go for Murray. And throws the tray flip right on the buzzer. It just might be a little bit after. It was a little bit after. Yeah, unfortunately, like another second beforehand, it would have been right on it. I'm sorry, but when the buzzer's fully done, when you pop it, I'm sorry.
Alright, so he has a varial with big spin.
It's a minor too with the hands.
All right, that'll bring up Daniel Tropchak. Goes for the 1-8, shoving across the wave. Nice little boosty 1-8 ollie going across the top. Into a 360 shove it. Goes with a varial flip there. Into that 360 ollie. Into the backside big spin. Less than 5 to go here for Daniel. Into the big flip going across top, and that will be time for Daniel Tropchak. All right, Nate Newman going to work. Varial flipping it down in the flats. Alley-oop backside 1-air. Into the kick flip on the other side. Into the tray flip. Into the backside 1-air going across the top of the wave there. Into the big flip. Stomping it down right at about the 5-second mark now. Into that front side air there. And that will be time there for Nate Newman. Keeping himself nice and clean on that run. passing the rotation. Luke Newman ready to go to work. Nice 360 shove it going across the top. Into a kickflip. Gets his tray flip there. Into a varial. Says, I'm going to throw the double kickflip in the run. Into a backside 180 air. Into a 540 shove it. Less than 5 to go here for Luke. Into a backside big spin. 1-8 shove it right on the buzzer, and that will be time for Luke Newman. All right, Nate Murray going right to work. Switch 360 shove it. Into that switch front side big spin. Little minor falter there. Into the varial flip. Stomps that one down clean. Oh, goes for the tray flip. Just couldn't quite get that extra 45-degree rotation on there. Still right at about the 10-second mark when he gets back in. Pops it around into the switch stance. Switch kickflip. Oh, goes for the switch tray, and unfortunately that will be time there for Nate Murray. So that will bring up second run attempt here for Daniel Tropchek. Nice 360 shove it. Right into a fakey big spin. Backside 180 air going across the top. Gets the varial flip there. Oh, goes for the big flip again, but just catches that backside edge. Still got about 10 seconds left, Daniel. Oh, he goes for the 540 big flip there. Maybe just a little bit of a practice for the best trick there. And that will be time for Daniel's second run. So now Nate Newman ready to go. 360 shove it, starting off his run. Oh, goes for the combination there, trying to go straight from that shove it into a varial flip there. Trying to up the difficulty. Nice kick flip in the flat. Into a big flip there. Nice tray flip. Into the backside flip, going across the wave. A little bit of a falter on the landing. Right about 5 seconds left to go. Into the hard flip. And that will be time there for Nate Newman. All right, final run of the day. Luke Newman starting us off with a 360 shove it right into a kick flip. Into a varial flip. Oh, goes for that tray flip. Just couldn't quite get that back foot on there. Still halfway through his run. Oh, goes for the double there, and unfortunately slaps himself right in the legs. So I think he knows I'm probably just going to let that one slide. And we'll go ahead and bring that into the best trick portion of the event.
0.05, yeah.
So here we go, our final portion of the competition. The best trick portion here in our men's pro flowboarding final. Starting it off with Nate Murray. Switch, tray flip. Starting off strong as Murray. Oh, Daniel going for the disco.
6.5. With a little water.
He's usually traveling that a little bit more.
He did
Sort
go
of
across.
didn't really get too much.
That'll bring up Nate Newman. Goes for a big flip. I don't know about that guy. We gotta be rough up here sometimes. There we go. Luke gets himself the double kick.
Yeah, that could be a little cleaner.
I'm going to give it a little.
Drop 0.2.
All right, that'll bring us into best trick attempts number 2. Oh, going for the switch hard flip. And he took off his shoes? Say what? That's definitely gonna up the difficulty just alone. Oh, Daniel going for the blizzard flip. Just cannot quite connect. And that'll bring back in Nate Newman for his second best trick attempt. Hey, there we go with that alley-oop double kick flip. Styling that one out.
I went like almost like a half point above of what Luke's was.
Better than Luke's because it was alley-oop, right? Yeah. And cleaner.
So that means we'll have Luke Newman ready to go for his second best trick attempt. Oh, double backside flip. Sticks it.
If I land this switch hard flip barefoot, can I get extra points for barefoot? I'm giving you more points for barefoot.
All right, and it is down to our last and final best tricks of the day. These guys have been throwing it down, ready to go. Nate Murray setting it up. Oh, he almost got that rotation around for that switch hard flip. Just could not quite connect. Now down to Daniel Tropchek. Last and final best trick attempts here. Oh, again, goes for the blizzard, but his body just got a little bit too much in front of that board. And unfortunately, that's his last and final best trick attempt. And that'll bring it down to the brothers. First up, Nate Newman. Oh, it looked like he was trying to go for the double big flip. Just cannot quite connect. And that'll bring in Luke Newman for our final best trick attempt of the day, of the competition, of the weekend. He's got 2 big scores in here. What's he going to throw for his final trick? Oh, he goes with another double back. But he went all the way from one side of the wave to the other, stomped it down cleanly. And that is the way that you end a competition, my friends. I'm going to...
That was big too. That was big. Lots of amplitude there.
All right. Well, guys, that's it for the competition, but we do still have some awards to give out. So we're going to go ahead and take a short little break, and we'll be back with you here from Camelbeach Resort in the 2025 U.S. Flow Tour here shortly with our award ceremony.
All right.
Alrighty. Well, I mean, I'm just gonna double check with Josh, but Josh, you think we're all set? Think we're good? All right, guys. Again, we want to give a good shout out to Camelbeach Resort and everybody here for giving us this opportunity to go and take over their wave for the weekend. Special thank you to them. Special thank you to Kona Big Wave, Super Duper Surf, Smith, Phase 5, Flowrider 101. Ben's up there. He brought that model wave to have everybody over here enjoying that. And then Flowrider as well for sponsoring the tour this year. So, we are going to be starting out our award ceremony with our Pro Women's Bodyboarding. In 4th place in Pro Women's Bodyboarding, we're going to have Hannah Augustine. Come on, get up there. Get up there, guy. In 3rd place in our Pro Women's Bodyboard division is going to go to Amanda Nye. In 2nd place in our Pro Women's Bodyboard division is going to go to Jen Betts. And that means coming in 1st place, I believe her first place in the pros, is going to be Winter Win. All right, a big congratulations to all of our women's bodyboard division here. All right, awesome job, ladies. So that means we are going to be getting into our pro men's bodyboarding coming up next. Coming in 5th place today in our pro men bodyboarding division is going to be Rhett Powell. Yeah, you go up there. Get at the photo, dog. You were in the final, right? And coming in 4th place, bragging rights on the way home, his brother, Tristan Powell. And in 3rd place today in our pro men's bodyboard is going to go to Oro Valentin. And coming in 2nd place is going to go to Jackson Myers. And in 1st place in our pro men's bodyboarding division, going to go to Daniel Trocek. Go. Awesome riding today for our men's pro bodyboarding division. We're then going to be going into our pro women's flowboarding final. Is that for the Instagram bio? Jeez. All right, coming up in 4th place today in our pro women's flowboard final is going to be Stephanie Lab. And 3rd place today in our pro women's flowboarding division is going to go to Hannah Augustine. In second place today is going to be going to Abby Boddicker. And taking the top spot today in our pro women's flowboarding division is going to go to Monica Caffrey. All right, awesome riding today in the women's flowboarding division. Uno más flotos? No? Okay. And that means we will be going into our final event of the day, the pro men's flowboarding division. Coming up in fourth place today in our pro men's flowboard is going to be Nate Murray. In third base today is going to go to Daniel Trapchek. And in second place today in our pro men's flowboarding division, going to go to Nate Newman. And coming in first place today is going to go to Luke Newman. Act like you like each other. All right, guys, let's give it up again for all the competitors today. These guys did a great job, put on a great show for everybody here. And it's a good thing that the sun finally came out to go and bless us on this beautiful Sunday. Josh, any final thoughts, my guy?
Oh, what a beautiful day. Thank you, everyone, for hanging in there for the rain. The riding was awesome from the Groms to the pros. What a beautiful stop. Congratulations to all the winners, first-time winners, back-to-back winners. So most importantly, get home safe and see you in OKC.
I love you, Josh.
Yeah, we want to go ahead and remind everybody that's even on the live streams and everything. Our next stop on the tour is going to be Oklahoma City, so we hope to see you guys down at Surf OKC. And we hope to see you guys stealing Andy's catchphrase in the next wave.